So finally, the mid has stopped. We're actually eating pretty solid here with a pretty good chapter this week. Also, shout out to Cosmic Scans with the early translations, allowing me to get this done a little quicker than usual. And hit that sub button for your boy so we can jump right into it. We started off where we left off last chapter with Dumas and Kun, and they come across Dump and Jew, the Lobopia branch heads. So automatically confusion is like, why is Kun with Dumas? And Kun automatically rushes in to basically cause some strife between the two, causing Jew to outright attack Kun, but of course Dumas steps in to protect them. But the branches already start copping pleas. They look, we're not even trying to fight, but we'll get into that because I already told y'all what I thought about that. After the pause happens, Kun, not trying to get them a chance to talk, runs in for them to attack again, and we get basically a 2v1 situation with Dumas versus the branch heads. So the fight is pretty intense with the koi fish coming out and shooting up some pretty dense pressure to Dumas, but Dumas not really being affected. He's pretty much a monster and they already knew that. Dump actually summons a pretty funny, I'm gonna call him Nickelodeon Franklin looking elephant with a martial arts outfit called Pygmy. Martial arts elephant who's able to actually stop Dumas' spears, which is pretty impressive. We haven't seen them really stopped before besides Jin Song. But on top of what Dumas was already dealing with Jew and the koi fish, now it's Dump the elephant, Jew and the koi fish versus Dumas. So almost like a 4v1 situation, and Dumas is pretty much handling it pretty well until they start overwhelming him with pressure and more like combo attacks, more like how you would expect high rankers to fight. It's actually a pretty decent fight if you look at it. Like, besides anybody but Dumas, I like the way they fight. So they actually end up overwhelming him with the elephant, basically holding him down up front, and they end up actually cracking his chest open. And the Jew actually gets pretty confident after that, saying that they could basically beat him. And they seem to have unleashed his ethereal form. So if you don't know what an ethereal form is, it's basically like a other dimensional ghostly form that you've seen in other series. So Dumas is different in this form, okay, because he wasted no time. I guess Pygmy the elephant's nickname is Jumbo, because we see him get his trunk ripped off, which is, bro, that was crazy. Like, I actually felt a little bad for him. And then he ends up getting his head ripped off, like Dumas going crazy. Does the same thing basically to the koi fish, getting them up out of there, and Jew and them are stumped. Like, they can't believe how strong Dumas is, and even Kun looking at it like, bro. And so we get another POV shift of Trom. So we haven't seen Trom in a while, but Trom is basically molding over everything that's happened, trying to put together why this chess piece killing game is even allowed, what's happening with it. He sees that he has advantages, but he decides to, start with finding his king. His king happens to be the man who pops up, who is Holland. We haven't seen Holland in a while. Holland's garbage. Holland's trash. But Holland pops up and basically lets him know that he's the king. So that's the scene in the chapter. So weird enough, I have to say that Holland being the king is not something I would have planned for. I don't even remember Holland being in that cage, but I guess he was. I'm not sure what the play here is, right? Because the king is the one that you want to protect the most, but Trom isn't actually allowed to fight. So would Trom's next move be to find other branch heads to protect Holland, since he would be the weakest branch head? Or, like, do you attack with Holland, but Holland can't beat anybody outside Dorsey? Bomb outclasses him, Tiara outclasses him. He might can fight with Guru, but he has Enkidu, so we don't know. Current Rack, if he stays in this form, he can't fight him. So the only one he's good against is Dorsey. So I'm not sure what Trom's move will be next with Holland, but I guess we'll see. Maybe Enkidu pops up and we get a weird Guru versus Holland type of situation. And if Guru fights Holland, then Trom can't necessarily interject. Or if Enkidu attacks Trom can't actually attack him, or the game will end, or an administrator might actually interrupt it. So some interesting dynamics, and I'm really interested to see how this plays out. Look, now we gotta acknowledge something with Dumas, right? While his ethereal form was impressive, his arms still did not regenerate, even though he's in the other dimensional form. We gotta put some respect on Trom's name, okay? While Lobopia has been taking L's left and right, The fact that this man can't regenerate his arms even in another form is crazy. Like, that vanquished dragon's poison is really, really lethal. My thoughts is the only way that Dumas gets his arms back is if Gustang actually gives him arms. So we've seen Gustang like give life, right? It should be nothing to Gustang to write in a page to give Dumas new arms. But the fact that he can't even regenerate it in this different form just shows you like that fight that we saw really was worth something. But Dumas was really impressive this chapter. Third strongest is really like showing its weight here. I'm really interested to see now how Proust fights, because if Dumas is third and Proust is second, besides Proust's extreme defense with the lighthouses, Proust has got to be pretty lit, right? Now the last thing I'm going to talk about, and I said I would address this if this happened again. This betrayal thing with the Lobopia family is getting out of hand, okay? Because that's what it looked like Dump and G was about to do. They have no reason to try to discuss or come up with a plan with Dumas besides betraying Trom. I don't get it, man. Like, I get that Trom is a tyrant and everybody, I guess, wants to be from up under him. And I guess the people that was traveling with Kieran may have been like the people who were willing to betray Tron, but I don't know if that's the case. Like, I don't know if they knew what Kieran was up to. So to see them all like basically like along with Wee Wee and Ransha, they all want to betray Tron. This is nuts to me, guys. Like, do they not realize that like Tron has the backing of the Zahard family? So what would like aligning with Gustang do for you? Like, it really, like, overall you're still outmatched by the rest of the families, so it doesn't seem necessarily like a smart move to me, I guess. But I think this root is deeper, much deeper than just simple betrayal because of the situation. We've gotten hints this entire season about Trom being betrayed all his life, Gustang mentioning it, young Trom mentioning it. Like, betrayal is a part of the Lobopia bloodline, I'm guessing. Like, it's in their nature to do this, like literally Slytherin house. So I think this might have to do with some type of contract, something they had to give up, maybe something he came in the tower with. But I honestly think it's a trait within the Lobopia family to be this way, because even with Shalile and Lyle, they didn't necessarily betray, like, they kind of betrayed Trom as well. It can't be simply because he's a tyrant. Like, that's not flying for me. That would be like, okay, like, we get Trom as trash as a character in the story, but I would like to believe, since we've been led to believe that, you know, betrayal is a part of the nature, it's got to be something a little bit deeper, and I hope that CU dives into that and that is true. But other than that, chapter's a 7.5 out of 10. Very solid chapter. The art was great. I love the Nickelodeon elephant. Besides that, guys, I tried to message Nye. I'm still waiting on that message back from him. I'm not sure when he's going to stream this week, but I am working on trying to collab with him for one of these chapter reviews. But y'all know y'all see me on Thursday, and you can find me in the Discord per usual. Till then, have a good week. See ya.